key through the fields of lost.
Hey, this is Fred, and welcome to The Shed. YouTuber and musician Alex Melton recently released a cover of Taking Back Sunday's Liar, It Takes One to Know One. I have a link in the description below. Alex recreated the song in a bit of a laid-back country style, and he asked me to play and sing on it. If you're not familiar with Alex Melton, he's known for doing country versions of classic emo songs or pop-punk versions of pop songs, and he plays all the instruments and is a super talented guy. My band, The Color Fred, also just did a mini tour in the Northeast states that Alex came along for. We got to know each other, had a lot of fun, and I would definitely recommend checking out his channel. So when Alex and I were on the phone talking about the upcoming tour, he asked me if I'd like to collaborate on something, and you know me, I'm always down to play any music I can. So a week later, he surprised me with this version of Liar. I concentrated on the singing first, but he had told me if I wanted to record any guitar parts or even a guitar solo to just go for it. The Taking Back Sunday version of Liar doesn't actually have a guitar solo, but when that album came out in 2006, we were playing live on the David Letterman show. Adam, our singer, wanted to make that performance special, so he asked me if I wanted to try shredding a solo on the bridge. I came up with this Eddie Van Halen style tapping solo, and it was kind of a big hit. For one thing, the next morning, Gibson Guitars called me for an endorsement. It turned out the artist relations guy was in bed watching Letterman. He said he sat up when he heard the solo. So that was a really amazing time for me. Pretty much any time after that, whenever we played Liar live, I would always do that solo. So I definitely wanted to put a guitar solo into Alex's version. In between me working on the vocals for this, I would pick up my guitar to mess around. I noticed Alex had changed the key. Liar originally was in A minor, but I noticed that when I was soloing, the A major actually fit. So without thinking about it too much yet, I knew I wanted to do some pull-off riffs because that's become something I'm known for, and I wanted to do something that people might say, oh, that's those Taking Back Sunday style guitars I recognize. So my thought was to tune the B string down to an A if it was in A major, so I would have an open string that I could pull off to. And this is sort of how my brain works on guitar. But I went back to singing, and eventually I realized that Alex was playing an F sharp minor, which is 3 frets lower than A minor, the original key. An F sharp minor is actually the relative minor to A major, which if I can explain that really quickly, A major and F sharp minor have the exact same notes, same sharps and flats, but you just start in a different place on a different note. Once I realized it was in F sharp minor, there were a ton of TBS songs where I played in E minor, like Error Operator and Spin. So then I thought, if I use a capo on the 2nd fret, E, F, F sharp, I could technically play all the leads from those songs over this version of Liar, which was starting to feel like an exciting idea. Of course, I had to see which one sounded good. What I came up with was basically 4.5 different leads put together into one guitar solo. So what I wanted to do today was break down that solo and show you what my thought process was and how I put it all together. Alright, so this was a lot of fun. The first one I used was Set Phasers' Stun. Here I used the lead from the bridge, not so much a guitar solo, but a lead part. Set Phasers was originally in C sharp minor, so I just had to move it up to F sharp minor. And there weren't any open strings on this one. It was easy to just play the whole thing as is in a different key, and it also fit the Liar chords pretty well. The second one I used was Little Devotional. This one was a stretch, but I got it in there. Little Devotional is another song on Taking Back Sunday's Where You Want to Be album. And to give you some history, this lead part is very meaningful to me because I had initially written this part for a Breaking Pangea song that was never recorded. The song was called Veronica Road. I used this riff on Little Devotional, and then after leaving TBS, I reused it on the Terrible Things album for a song called Lullaby. Then on the latest Color Fred album, which just came out in 2022, I finally decided to record the Breaking Pangea song, Veronica Road. So you can still find all of those. You can go follow the trail and the evolution of this reoccurring lead. It's obviously one of my favorites. But if you didn't catch it in this version of Liar, the reason is because all the original versions, it was in the key of E major, and I actually changed it to the minor key to make it fit here. So it basically went from sounding like this to sounding like this. Number 3, I used Spin from Taking Back Sunday's Louder Now, and I think everyone probably heard this one the most because it was straight E minor like the original, but with a capo. And where I placed it in the solo, it just felt really good. It was... And then I went straight into... If you recognize that, of course, it's the quiet part from the end of Make Damn Sure. And then when I hit this note, my plan was to go into Miami, that crazy solo. I could only fit a couple notes from the Miami solo. The Miami solo, of course, would be... but it switched to a diminished chord just as I was getting going, so I really only got in. So that last bit of the solo goes... That's that diminished part at the end. So the whole solo. Another diminished. How fun is that? So that's it for today. I want to thank Alex Melton for having me on his channel, and I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you haven't seen the full Liar video, it's over at Alex Melton's page. There's a link below, and he's awesome, so please subscribe to his channel. I'd appreciate it if you give us a like and subscribe as well. The Color Fred will be out on tour this spring, and you can see all the dates at thecolorfred.com. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys on the next one.